Venerable Aphraates of Persia, January 29th. A 4th century Persian ascetic leaves his hermitage to confront an Arian emperor and defend the Orthodox faith amidst persecution. A heads up in the spirit of transparency. Please be advised that this content may include ascetic extremes and persecution. The Venerable Aphraates of Persia, commemorated on January 29th, was a 4th century ascetic whose life bore witness to piety, miraculous works, and an unwavering defense of Orthodox doctrine. Aphraates was born in Persia to a wealthy pagan family. He received an excellent education, which prepared him for a life of worldly prominence. However, upon encountering the Christian faith, Aphraates experienced a profound conversion. He renounced his family's inheritance and the prospects of a secular career, choosing instead to embrace a life dedicated to God through monastic asceticism. This decision marked a complete departure from his former life, as he sought to live according to the gospel. His spiritual journey led him first to Edessa, a city known for its Christian heritage. From there, he traveled to Antioch, a significant center of early Christianity. Near Antioch, Aphraates established a small dwelling, a cell, outside the city walls. In this secluded hermitage, he committed himself to a life of unceasing prayer, rigorous fasting, and deep contemplation. His ascetic practices were severe. He subsisted on a diet of bread and water and wore simple animal skins, demonstrating a complete detachment from worldly comforts. Despite his physical reclusion, his reputation for holiness and spiritual wisdom spread throughout the region. Many individuals seeking guidance, healing, or intercession were drawn to his humble cell, finding solace and strength through his prayers and counsel. Through his steadfast asceticism and purity of heart, the Lord granted Saint Aphraates the gift of wonder-working. He was known for healing the sick and performing other miracles, which further attested to the grace dwelling within him. One notable account involves the Roman emperor who, having heard of the saint's renown, sent a sick servant to him for healing. Through the prayers of Saint Aphraates, the servant was restored to health, a testament to the power of God working through his servant. During the reign of Emperor Valens, who governed from 364 to 378, the Orthodox faithful of Antioch faced significant persecution. Emperor Valens was a fervent proponent of Arianism, a heresy that denied the full divinity of Jesus Christ, asserting that the Son was created by the Father and thus subordinate to him. The Orthodox community suffered under this theological oppression, and their churches were often seized or their clergy exiled. Compelled by his conscience and a deep love for the Church, Saint Aphraates temporarily left the solitude of his hermitage. He entered the city of Antioch, not to seek honor, but to openly defend the Orthodox faith, to encourage the faithful who were enduring persecution, and to challenge the heretics who sought to undermine the true confession of Christ. When confronted by Emperor Valens, who questioned why he had abandoned his cell, Saint Aphraates offered a direct and memorable reply. He stated, "Tell me, O Emperor, if there were a daughter in your palace whom you loved tenderly, and she were to see the house engulfed in flames, would you be angry with her if she were to run out with her hair disheveled to call for help? The house of my father, which is his church, is now on fire, and you would have me stay sitting quietly in my cell?" This response powerfully conveyed the urgency of the situation and the saint's spiritual obligation to protect the church. In another encounter, Emperor Valens questioned the saint's belief in the consubstantiality of the Father and the Son, a central tenet of Nicene Christology, which affirms that the Son is of the same essence as the Father. Saint Aphraates used a simple analogy to rebuke the emperor, demonstrating the profound dishonor shown to the Son of God by the Arians. His public and courageous defense of the Nicene Creed greatly encouraged the Orthodox Christians of Antioch, strengthening their resolve to cling to the true faith amidst persecution. After the death of Emperor Valens and the subsequent end of the Arian persecution, Saint Aphraates returned to his life of seclusion outside Antioch. He continued his ascetic labors, dedicating his remaining years to prayer and spiritual discipline. He lived until his peaceful repose, which occurred in approximately 378. He was buried near his cell, the place where he had spent much of his life in communion with God. The Church honors his memory for his profound piety, his unwavering confession of the Orthodox faith, and his courageous witness during a time of theological turmoil.